So we all know remote communication can be difficult, but remote compassion can be arguably even more difficult. Prior to even considering how to give effective feedback, leaders need to establish rapport and actually humanize their leadership with their team. The first step to actually getting there is getting to know your team outside of the day-to-day. Build a human connection with them. So in order to do so, when you work on site, many of these subtle but influential connections actually happen automatically. They happen over a coffee break or a lunch break or a joke outside of the Friday meeting. When you work remotely, however, these relationships do need to be intentionally fostered, especially for leaders to develop a bond with their team members. Without that, everything tends to feel forced and truly transactional. So as simple as it sounds, I encourage you to ask your team about their weekend and their hobbies. Make time to co-work with your team as well. Ask your team to engage in fun activities with each other. Virtual team building can make all of the difference. And as you engage in these activities, what's important is that you do remain professional, but also that you remain human. Your team won't open up to you if you don't open up to them. In addition, I do encourage people to invest time in considering what the strengths and weaknesses are of each of your team members. Work with each individual on identifying and improving upon each of these, particularly if there are any obstacles that you can help them support. It may also be helpful to take it a step further and ask your team to take the 4 Tendencies quiz or other personality quizzes like Myers-Briggs. This is not an effort to classify your team, but more to deeply understand who they are, how they think, how they address problems, and in particular, how they may respond to different expectations. Finally, I do recommend that it's always good to try to understand why each of your team members decided to actually go remote. We're all trying to optimize for different things, and perhaps they're trying to optimize for their schedule. Maybe they just had a newborn and they want to spend more time with them. Once again, there's no shortcut here, but it does mean you should take time to get to know your team, how they operate, and do so in order to empathize with how you can lead them more effectively.